Alright, I've been wanting to make this video here for a few days, finally getting around to it, and rather than record this and post this to my OneDrive, which is what I'd usually do, I decided to record this as a stream to YouTube to share to Reddit. And the main reason I'm doing this is because in the game here recently, everybody is sharing their Corvettes. So I have been building mine, and I've been here in my home system at both the Space Anomaly and at the space station, and I've had people come and walk through the ship, and when they see it, they tell me I need to post it on Reddit. So let's go ahead and summon it. Okay, so one of the things you'll notice is the landing gear is completely contained. There is no exposure of the landing gear unless it extends. If there's flat terrain like it is here, then it'll just land directly on the body of the base of the ship, not extended, and that makes it really easy to walk up and get onto these and then go up and in. But I'm not going to go inside the ship just yet. I just want to walk around and show that this is all the way around. There is no extended landing gear, and that the only thing that's exposed is the area where the where these drop hatch comes out. All right, so let's go ahead and go up into it, and I'm going to change my view here. And coming in through the back hatch, you've got a couple of options: to go straight forward or to go up. We're going to go up and go to the cockpit. So first I've got this little room here. This is a midships. Over that side is port side. Over here is the starboard side. And you should know I'm retired Coast Guard. Did 20 years, retired a long time ago. Worked a bunch of other jobs. Finally resigned my last position. And here I am, fully retired. So I play a lot of No Man's Sky. I've only been playing still less than 3 years, but I've got close to 5,800 hours. I don't really do any glitch building, but I use mods. Currently I'm using 72 mods, and the No Man's Sky, the NMS save editor, and Nom Nom, and another program called NMS coordinates. One of the mods, Exosolars Beyond Base Building, lets me shrink these hydroponic, the large ones, and so I can get 4 of those in and have 16 nip there, and it looks great as you walk up the passage here, the full farm. And then you get into this area which is like the break room just outside of the cockpit. So you can see this is I like the Titan cockpit because you have the grating there beneath your feet, that when you're hovering and looking out and you're trying to pick a spot, you can get out of the seat, look around, and whether you want to move around or not. I like to drop down on top of water, so that's fun. And then I built this thing out here to have this slope panel and those large displays, those up there, and then this up top. Embedded the oscilloscopes on either side of that and that. Everything works. Over here, the storage boxes, this down here, and I'm from El Paso, Texas, so that's why the 915 there. This turns out to be really cool, kind of like a break room, like I said, coming off there's my multi-tools and others. I wish this was a real storage that you could use. But, so you get a view of it from there. We'll walk back through here, and then what we're going to do is take this stairwell down. And you see I've got some storage here. And then if I walk forward, there's these curtains. This separates what would be the captain's cabin here. So he's got his space outside of his living quarters here. So this is like a work area, and then here would be his TV lounge. And next past that, you've got, you know, when I was on ships, beginning of my career and at the end of the career, it was always funny that the captain had he had guests in his cabin for usually evening meal as a pretty regular thing. But I always thought it was odd that there were 2 beds in the captain's cabin, one on the port side and one on starboard usually. And I just always wondered why, but that's what I built this with 2 here. Alright, and then if I walk back through here and keep continuing forward, you can see this is my sick bay. So 4 med pods here. Got my hazard protection unit and first aid there on both sides. And then over here I got more storage. Alright, so that covers these 2 upper and lower decks for that main passage. Now this passage going this way, and that one over there, this is again starboard side and port side. They're mirror images of each other pretty much. The arrows are there to kind of make sure I know what direction to come back to get the center of the ship. If I go right here into the middle, right up amidship still, this is kind of like a lounge room. If I go around up the hallway here, this is another living quarters. This would be like for a officer, but like a junior officer, because it's a small room. They have a you know, their sleeping quarters, and they've got their area to make their meals, and they've got an area to eat, but it's pretty small. Now since this is on the port side, the numbers for storage are going to be 0, 2, 4, 6, and then over here is going to be 8. But back here I built a TV lounge. Any of you guys, Coast Guard, Navy, know what it's like being on a ship and you have like a first class lounge, a chief's lounge, wherever. They even have lived in a 30-man berthing area when I first got there, and they had a deck that you could go and watch movies and play games and whatever. Okay, so this is the upper deck of the side wing. This would be port side. I've got the bunch of refiners here. There's my storage first, so there's my refiners, and I walk past this, and this is for a higher ranking officer. He's got a larger room, got his bed, got his area to make his food and eat, but attached to him is another room built the same way. So that's the upper deck. Now if I go down below, TV lounge back here is set up a little bit different with the couches that you can walk around, and everything here is made that you can walk all the way around without getting stuck in anything. So try to park this as much as I can and let people walk around in it. It's not anything spectacular. I just think it's done kind of neat. Now I'm tearing this apart because I'm not sure what to do with it, but I'm using, and I go back to this room because what happens is if I use any other room than this Titan next to the drop room, I think even the ambassador has issues, and the can't remember the other one. These stop working eventually, so I go back to this. But this would be the equivalent to like my first 4 years. I used to work in Alaska on one of the cutters patrolling the Bering Sea there, like what you see in America on what is it, most dangerous catch, world's most dangerous catch. And before we were on a boarding, you'd go down to the boat ready room and you'd get changed and you get your foul weather gear on in order to make the trip over and crawl through some fish hole and count fish, or maybe do a law enforcement patrol, whatever it was. But this is that. This is going to be the boat ready room, and then you jump out here and go out on your mission. Now if you walk forward, you see I've got these 2 tables, 4 chairs, and 2 cooking areas, because back here is where the peons live. This is the 4 people in one room, and that's why they have these here. Those guys work at port and starboard, so usually there's only 2 here at a time, but sometimes all 4 will be here, so you need to have room. I go back upstairs and head over to the other side, and it's exactly rigged the same way. So here I've got the TV lounge in the back. I wish they'd really give us a real TV. Something with even static on it would be cool. Down here is another room set up the same way. And again, like I said, you can walk around any of these. And then this would be like the old naval motion picture. This is what's going to be showing here, coming soon. This is the finished ready room, what it's going to be like. Go across here again, and there's my other quarters for my low-ranking fellows again. Still adding stuff as I go along, but for the most part I'm pretty much done with it. So now let's take it up so I can get some views of it from below so you can see what the landing gear looks like. You can see it's completely recessed into those enclosures. It's just like in the snaps that I'm posting along with the Reddit post. It just gives you an idea to see what it looks like from under. And then we'll put the sun up top and we'll move up there as well. And because I play with mods and with the save editor, I can do some crazy stuff with it. So there's my loadout for my I call it Red October, but look at that. My warp range is 77,000 light years, and my damage here for my Infraknife, because I can overload this, look at that, 4.5 million and 3.0. Well, yeah, here you go. That's what that looks like. There's the Infraknife and then rockets. So that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and land it, and then we'll stop the video here. So here you can see, especially in the space station or in the space anomaly, that when it's down on the ground, see, no exposed landing gear, it's all covered. It's pretty cool. So that's it, guys. I'm gonna end the video here. Talk to you later.